The second spiritual awakening is a continuous and profound journey that unfolds over time and is uniquely experienced by each person. Many believe that after a significant first awakening, the spiritual journey doesn't end but continues to expand. This continuous awakening can be seen as a second spiritual awakening, a process of constant growth and evolution of consciousness. After the first awakening, which often arises from a crisis or a deep revelation about life, a person begins to seek more understanding, more clarity, and a deeper connection with the divine. This phase may involve spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, reading sacred texts, or other paths of self-discovery. The individual begins to feel a stronger connection with their life purpose and seeks greater meaning in their actions and choices. The second spiritual awakening is not abrupt, but a natural evolution of the first. Often, it can be described as a growing sense of clarity, where a person begins to perceive more deeply who they truly are, what they genuinely desire, and how to connect with something greater than themselves. As they delve deeper into spirituality, their perception of life and the world around them transforms, bringing new insights, perspectives, and a more enduring sense of inner peace. The second spiritual awakening is not an easy process. It demands that you let go of what no longer serves you to make room for the new. Along the journey, you may feel lost, but it's important to trust that the universe is guiding your steps. This process is like walking through a dark corridor, but it is in the darkness that your true strength will be forged. The most important thing is to trust the process and understand that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Spiritual awakening is a continuous journey with no end. There is always more to learn, integrate, and expand. This second awakening may also involve more intense spiritual experiences, such as moments of enlightenment, mystical visions, feelings of unity with the universe, or a type of intuition that becomes clearer. For some, this phase can be marked by a sense of transcendence, as if reality itself is more fluid and interconnected, revealing a truth beyond common perception. Moreover, the second spiritual awakening often occurs at a specific moment in life, such as during a major transition, a change in perspective, or after overcoming difficult challenges. It may happen, for instance, when someone undergoes a period of deeper self-discovery, encounters existential questions, or starts seeking answers beyond daily concerns. As this awareness expands, individuals begin to perceive that spirituality is not separate from daily life, but present in every action, thought, and interaction. Connection with nature, empathy for others, unconditional love, and the pursuit of truth become central aspects of this journey. Every choice becomes more conscious and aligned with spiritual values and a deeper understanding of oneself. This second awakening, therefore, is not an isolated experience, but part of a continuous path of self-transformation and evolution. Spiritual awakening has no definitive end, as there is always more to discover, learn, and experience. Every stage of life brings new challenges, lessons, and ways to connect with divinity or the essence of being. For many, the second awakening is a process of spiritual maturation, where they learn to live with more wisdom, patience, and trust in the flow of life. The second spiritual awakening is also a response to a continuous search for something deeper and truer. It arises when one begins to realize that life is more than material reality, that the soul has a purpose, and that connection with the divine is an essential part of the journey. At this point, one no longer sees themselves merely as a spectator of life, but as someone deeply engaged with creation, unconditional love, and the universal energy that permeates everything. Thus, the second spiritual awakening can be seen as a profound transformation that goes beyond simple knowledge or intellectual understanding, and becomes a lived and existential experience. It is a moment of alignment with inner truth and universal wisdom, where a person begins to act more authentically and connected to the essence of being. Therefore, this second awakening is not only possible, but also common for those on a path of self-knowledge and continuous growth. It is part of a spiritual journey that extends throughout life, always inviting individuals to expand their consciousness and live with more clarity, love, and wisdom. For those who have already experienced this transformation, the question is, how did your second spiritual awakening happen? How did it change your perception of yourself and the world? What new practices, insights, or perspectives emerged in your life after this awakening? Your story can be a powerful source of inspiration for others on the path of spiritual awakening, showing that the journey never ends but continuously expands, bringing more light and truth with every step. This awakening is not just a phase of change, it is a complete transformation of your being. It happens when you begin to see beyond the obvious, beyond the limitations of everyday reality, and discover that there is much more than what meets the eye. However, this journey is not easy. It challenges everything you believe and demands courage to face your deepest truths. The first thing you need to understand is that this emptiness you feel is not a mistake or a failure. In fact, it is a calling. It's as if your soul is trying to communicate with you, urging you to pay attention to something greater. Many people ignore this calling, distracting themselves with daily tasks or dismissing it as just another bad day. But for those who listen, for those who choose to truly hear, the calling can mark the beginning of a transformative journey. There are signs that indicate you are entering this process of a second awakening. They may seem small at first, but they are powerful. These signs are not merely hints, they are portals to a new perception of reality. Let's explore some of them in more detail. Feeling disconnected. You feel like you don't belong where you are, as if your energy is out of sync with those around you. This happens because you are vibrating at a different frequency. Constant synchronicities. You begin to notice events aligning inexplicably, seeing repeated numbers on the clock, encountering people unexpectedly, or hearing phrases that directly answer your questions. These synchronicities are messages from the universe trying to capture your attention. Changes in relationships. Some connections start to feel superficial or strained. This doesn't mean something is wrong with you or the other person. It simply indicates that your energies are no longer aligned. A search for purpose. The routine that once felt sufficient now feels meaningless. You start questioning the purpose of everything and searching for something that truly resonates with your essence. A need for solitude. The noise of the world feels unbearable, and you crave moments of silence and reflection to find peace within yourself. These are just a few examples. Each person experiences awakening uniquely, but the shared hallmark is the profound internal transformation it initiates. The awakening process is not simple. It requires you to confront parts of yourself that you may have ignored for years. It can also bring doubts and moments of loneliness, but each challenge is an opportunity for growth. To move forward, you must trust the process, even when everything feels uncertain. One of the most fascinating aspects of awakening is synchronicity. These are not random coincidences. They are clear signs that you are aligned with something greater. Seeing repeated numbers, hearing a song that seems to answer your questions, or meeting someone at a crucial moment are examples. These coincidences are trying to communicate something, but you must remain attentive to understand. When you notice these synchronicities, ask yourself, what does this mean to me? What message is being sent? Often, they are invitations to act, change direction, or simply affirm that you are on the right path. Spiritual awakening is a continuous process. It doesn't end when you notice the initial signs. Rather, it deepens as you explore new layers of your essence. The key is to remember that this journey is not about reaching a final destination, but about experiencing each stage with awareness and courage. So, the question is, are you ready to take the next step? Are you prepared to embrace this transformation? The universe is ready to guide you, but the choice will always be yours. The responsibility of facing both the light and the shadow within yourself now rests in your hands. What will you do with this knowledge? When those closest to you begin to feel distant, an inexplicable void emerges. You try to express what you feel, but words are never enough. They don't understand, and perhaps they can't. After all, how can you explain the invisible to those still bound to the tangible? It is in this moment that you realize this solitude is part of a greater process. It's as if the universe forces you to look inward, to find answers where no one else can help. But do not mistake this disconnection for abandonment. Isolation is a preparation, an invitation to something greater. The universe starts to distance you from what no longer contributes to your growth. And yes, it hurts. Letting go of what is familiar and comfortable is never easy. But with every relationship or situation that dissolves, new space is created, ready for something more aligned with your purpose. The real question is, can you trust this process? Then comes the silence, a profound silence, almost deafening. It fills the space that was once occupied by voices, distractions, and noise. At first, you try to escape it, to fill the void with anything. But eventually, you realize that this silence is not emptiness. It is a portal, a place where you can finally hear yourself, where your soul gains the room to speak without interruption. What is it trying to tell you? This isolation is not the final destination, but a transition, a necessary step on the path to a deeper awakening. It clears the way, but also tests your strength. Are you willing to embrace this solitude as an opportunity for transformation? In this process, something unexpected happens. Your shadow emerges. Old fears, forgotten traumas, and patterns you thought you had overcome. But they do not appear to destroy you. They arise to test your courage. Every encounter with your shadow is an invitation to transformation. The shadow is not your enemy. It is a teacher. It reflects itself in situations that irritate you, in people who seem to hurt you for no reason, and in emotional pains you thought you had resolved. Denying it is to deny a part of yourself, but embracing it requires rare strength. This process is like walking through a dark corridor, unsure of where it ends. But it is in the darkness that your true strength is forged. You are not the suffering you feel. You are the one who decides to face it. In the middle of this journey, you realize that something greater is guiding your steps. Vivid dreams, sudden intuitions, and unexplainable visions start to become part of your daily life. These moments are not coincidences. They are messages from the universe. Sometimes these messages come in the form of enigmatic symbols or subtle sensations. Are you willing to trust what you feel, even without fully understanding it? This connection with the invisible requires surrender and courage. Throughout this awakening, you might begin to notice subtle presences around you. An object seems to move from its place, a breeze flows in a closed room, or you sense you're being watched. Initially, this can be unsettling, but over time, you understand that these presences respond to your energy and your inner call. They may guide you, challenge you, or simply reflect your inner state. They don't follow the rules of logic, and interacting with them requires trusting your intuition. The more you grow, the more the universe responds. But remember, this is just the beginning. Awakening brings challenges, but also reveals the strength that has always been within you. The body as a reflection of the spirit. The human body never lies. When you begin to awaken, your body starts to communicate with you, and every symptom carries meaning. For instance, dry hands can signify energy blockages. When you feel exhausted for no apparent reason, it's an important alert. During the second spiritual awakening, the transformations don't occur solely in the mind or soul. They resonate deeply within the physical body. That inexplicable fatigue many feel is a reflection of something greater: energetic recalibration. This exhaustion is the result of intense internal work, often happening unconsciously. Traumas, memories, and old patterns need to be processed and released so we can grow. It's as if the body is purging everything that no longer serves, creating space for the new. Have you noticed that this fatigue often comes with pain in specific areas like your shoulders, head, or chest? These spots hold stories and blockages that need to be released for spiritual growth to occur. What is your body trying to tell you? Accepting this fatigue as part of the process is essential. It's a time to slow down, listen to what your body needs, and allow yourself to regenerate at your own pace. Instead of resisting, trust the process. Fatigue is not weakness. It strengthens your essence, inviting you to pause, reflect, and accept the internal transformations taking place. Light and shadow, the inner battle. Within each of us, a battle is unfolding. On one side is the light, bringing clarity, purpose, and expansion. On the other is the darkness, representing fears, doubts, and shadows we often avoid. This struggle is a natural part of spiritual awakening. However, this battle isn't about eliminating the darkness, but integrating it. True strength comes from the harmony between light and shadow. Facing your fears and shadows is essential to finding balance and growing. Conflicting emotions such as anger, sadness, or guilt may feel overwhelming. Yet, they don't arise to destroy, but to reveal internal blockages that still need attention. Each internal confrontation is an opportunity for self-discovery. Are you ready to face your shadows? The duality within us isn't a punishment. It's a chance to access unique strength and wisdom, learning to accept and integrate all parts of yourself. Letting go. Endings and new beginnings. During the second awakening, old cycles inevitably come to an end. Relationships dissolve, projects lose meaning, and even old dreams seem irrelevant. Though difficult, this process is necessary to create space for something greater and more aligned with who you are becoming. This detachment manifests as signs: discomfort in places that once brought joy, distancing from important people, or internal changes that make you question past choices. The universe is preparing you for a new stage, but to move forward, you must release what no longer serves. Though emptiness and grief are part of the process, each loss brings the opportunity for rebuilding. Trust that letting go will open new doors. This is a moment of discernment. What are you willing to release to make way for the new? Embracing your purpose. At the peak of the second awakening, the focus shifts from mere survival to purpose. A sense emerges that you are here for something greater. This calling doesn't come as a clear command, but as fragments. An inexplicable passion, an idea that appears out of nowhere, or the desire to transform something around you. Accepting this purpose requires courage to abandon comfort and strength to face the unknown. Everything you've experienced up to this point has been preparation for this moment. Yet, accepting this mission also means leaving behind who you thought you were. This isn't a solitary path. Aligning with your purpose brings people, opportunities, and paths to support you. However, the final decision is always yours. Are you ready to transform yourself to fulfill this mission? The journey continues. Spiritual awakening is an intense and challenging process, but also profoundly transformative. It's an invitation to understand that every exhaustion, internal struggle, and loss is an essential step toward your true purpose. And you? Are you ready to embrace the journey and discover what you are destined to become? If you find yourself in your spiritual awakening, share with us the signs you've noticed. Together, we can grow and inspire each other. Until the next video.